I'm not overly familiar with David O. Russell's work. I'm aware of him as a director. I know he's had some major issues with actors on his sets before. He's got like a notoriously hot temper, but is apparently extremely smart and produces great films. So I was really excited to see what was going to happen with Amsterdam. It has this incredible cast: Margot Robbie, John David Washington, Christian Bale, who is just great in everything, and then a lot of additional actors that kind of pop up throughout the film, and you're like, oh, I didn't know this person was in it. Instead of just being a string of cameos, these are actually like major parts of the story. Um, and this movie was basically just hammered upon release, and nobody liked it. So I'm going to tell you what I think. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Before we get started, click on that red subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you know whenever I post a new piece of content. So David O. Russell, I have only seen, I think, two of his movies. This one, Amsterdam, and Silver Linings Playbook. I haven't seen I Heart Huckabees. I haven't seen Joy or Three Kings. So I guess that's on me. I know the guy is really well respected as a director, like as for the products he produces, but has just notorious spats with his actors and is apparently just a insufferable guy to work with. I'm not sure if that's as much the case now. Maybe that's all in the back for him, or in the rear window for him. But I was expecting to really hate Amsterdam, and there's some things about it that I really think it does poorly, and yet I wasn't as disappointed in it as I thought I would be. The movie's a little bit long. It's essentially about three friends that come together through kind of strange circumstances and end up spending a lot of time together in Amsterdam. And then they get basically caught up in this murder conspiracy theory and this plot between sinister forces and the government, the American government, the British government, and high society. And it doesn't seem nearly as smart as it wants to be or as it thinks it is. All the backstory, all the Amsterdam stuff occupies way too much screen time and really just drags the movie down. It also has this very strange habit of overly relying on the narrator. I think when you lean into a narrator so much in a movie like this, and I get maybe he's trying to do like this kind of low-key film noir thing, and here it just comes off as distracting and kind of annoying. Um, and the movie overall, the plot is just kind of nonsensical and dumb. And I didn't really enjoy the mystery aspect of it, that part of the story. And I really think a lot of the backstory could have been summed up better in a much shorter amount of time, and really drags the movie down overall. I will say this though, as I mentioned, Christian Bale is just great in everything, and I don't know how he just does it. You know what I mean? Like he's a huge part of this movie, and he's my favorite thing about it. And this could be just played by. This is a character that's a little a little quirky, a little weird, and you feel like could just be completely butchered in the hands of any other actor. And Bale is just so rock solid in this and in everything he does. Um, he really like made the movie watchable for me. Um, and he's the one thing that I really loved about the movie. As for the rest of it, the generic kind of mystery wasn't really all that interested. I don't know if the issue is Russell the director or Russell the screenwriter, but it seems like the script here just isn't as clever as it wants to be or thinks it is. So Amsterdam is watchable. It's not the complete mess that I kind of was led to believe it is. It feels like it came really, really close to being a lot better than the finished product. So Amsterdam, it's not the worst movie of the year. It's definitely not the best. It's okay. It's fine. It's just kind of there. I'm wondering if some of the critique of it is because people probably have higher expectations of this director than, and so they're led to believe that he's going to make this incredible product every time. And maybe this is just a crap movie for him, and he needs to just do better next time. But you got to give credit to the actors. They all give their best. A lot of really interesting faces pop up here and have pretty significant roles in the movie. I initially was watching it and it would be like, oh, wow, this world famous actor is in this movie. This is probably just going to be a cameo. And then 10 minutes later, it's like, oh, no, 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 this person is very much a part of the movie. And so the movie's kind of front loaded with some of that, where it's like, this person pops up and they're a huge part of the story. This person pops up, they're a huge part of the story. And they do stay throughout the film. They're not just there to pop in, say a few lines, and then disappear. And I appreciate that the movie uses them well. So from that standpoint, I guess the script is okay, but overall, it's just a muddled, kind of messy affair where I don't really care what happens to any of the characters. And that's what I think. I feel like this might be one where I go back and watch it in like 5 years and adore it. I don't think I could. I don't. Now that I've seen it, I don't think I could dislike it any more than I do. Like, I know what the bad elements are, and I feel like maybe next time I go watch it, I'll enjoy it a little more because I don't care about the overarching story stuff. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the movie just sucks. That's also very possible. Thanks so much for checking out the video. If you liked it, found it helpful, I'd hope you consider subscribing. You can also like and share it. That tells the powers that be that it's worth promoting. And hit me up in the comments. Follow me on @RealHometownZero on Instagram. And I'll see you next Wednesday at 9 a.m.